Levi here, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about pecs. So, as far as the joint is concerned, pecs, pec major is kind of the one we're mostly covering, but also pec minor. Pull the shoulders forward, and the opposing muscle is a collection of muscles here in the back that has to stretch in order for this to happen. We're talking about rhomboids, we're talking about posterior delts, and some others. However, what you need to know about pecs is that the majority of people are shortened in their pecs. What that's going to appear like in your posture, if you're spending a lot of time at the desk, at the wheel of a car, eating food, you're a deep thinker, you tend to close in around this area. Most people think that in order to address this, because of the pain that it creates back here, let me take a little step back. When this is shortened and this is stuck in a lengthened position, your symptoms are most likely going to be felt back here as stress. So most people think, I'm hurting back here, I need to stretch it out. I'd like to give you an alternative way to think about that and say, stretching out your back when it's already feeling stressed back here is one of the worst things, in my opinion, that you can do for that. And most of the people who do that continue to feel that stress in their back. It might go away for a moment, but it comes back, sometimes with a vengeance. And from my perspective, how I like to deal with that is to lengthen the shortened muscle, which is the pecs, and give your back a chance to relax, and even engage your back some to prevent that symptom from coming back. So there are ways to assess which one is tighter than the other, or which one needs more stretch. I'm going to encourage you to get into the stretch, do it a little on each side, and if one feels more limited, it's not opening up as much as the other, you're going to do a few extra on that side. So follow along with me. What we're going to do is we're going to make our way to the floor. Going to lie all the way down, and let's say I'm going to stretch my left pecs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my arm straight out like a Y position, and then bend my elbow down just a bit. And then I'm going to lay down with my opposite hand facing away. And then what I'm going to do is if my left arm's up, I'm going to turn away from it and reach my right foot back. Now if this feels compromised in your lower back at all, ease up from it. Don't go so far back, or squeeze your legs together and just twist. If it doesn't feel compromised, you can actually reach your leg back and you'll feel it stretch more here on the pec front shoulder area. So in this position, what I'm going to do is when I breathe in, I'm actually pressing this arm into the ground like I'm pulling a seatbelt down, trying to reach it across my waist. But the floor is stopping me, so I'm breathing in. As I breathe out, I'm going to let my hips sink further back. Breathe in, press your arm down. Breathe out, let your hips sink further back. What we're doing is we're not only stretching the pec, we're also stretching the diagonal fascial line that comes from your hip, where most of the time fascia gets stuck. So do that 5 to 10 breaths until you feel it really melting and it's easier to rotate back, and then switch sides. So you'll get to see this from a back angle. I'm going to take my right hand, reach up into a Y, bend my elbow down just a bit, lay my face facing away on my other hand like a pillow. The more you can relax in this stretch, the more you can actually get the stretch focused where you need it. Take the opposite leg, so if I'm using right hand to stretch, I'm going to take my left foot, I'm going to reach it back. When I breathe in, I'm going to try to buckle up with the right hand. When I breathe out, I'll relax and let my hip sink. Breathe in. And that's that. If you found that one side felt more constricted than the other, meaning you weren't able to rotate your hip and foot as far back as the other, then do twice as much on that side. It could benefit from it. But this is one of those muscles that tend to be very dominant. So you're safe stretching both sides, but pay attention to which side needs a little more, because there's a likelihood that one will need it more than the other. This will help to bring some balance to the upper back, the neck, should ease a lot of tension in those areas. Now here's the move that you can follow it up with to engage the back to prevent that stress from coming back. Again, lie on your stomach, I like to call this the monster crawl. I'm gonna just have my head facing down and tuck my chin just a little bit up on my fingertips. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lift and walk my arms back, 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 just a few inches at a time. And forward. What I'm doing is I'm engaging lots of back muscles and a lot of different planes of motion. And you can go about 3 times through that, or go until you feel kind of fatigued by it. What you're going to notice is it begins to open up your chest, begins to engage your back, and you should be feeling like you're standing taller. You might also notice less stress around these areas. So give this a go, give this a try. This is one that will literally benefit pretty much everybody. So share this, like, subscribe. If you know anyone who stands like this, or if you have a child or a parent that you're like, stand up straight, maybe consider giving them this video because it will address why they're not standing up straight. So help them out, share, like, subscribe. We will see you in the next video.